Hello and welcome to this online yoga practice. I'm Alex, for those of you that haven't met me before, and I teach a mindful hatha yoga. So what this really means is we're really focusing on the sensations in the body as we move between the postures or asanas, and really bringing the attention to those sensations, moving away from some of the busyness in the mind, some of those worries or stresses that we've got going on at the moment. So as we move through the practice, bringing your attention any time that you notice that it's wandered back to the physical sensation of breath or any strong physical sensation that you're noticing at the time. If at any point you experience any pain as you move through the practice, please back away immediately. We don't work with pain in any of my classes. We can work with tightness, discomfort and tension. For any pain, we back away. So come to a comfortable resting position for you if that is the case, and join us at another time in the practice if you feel able to do so. So we're going to start in a seated position. So please do take a cushion or a pillow or something underneath your hips if you find that the hips are tight seated. You can be cross-legged, or you can have your legs out in front, or you can be kneeling. Doesn't matter how you are, just so that you can be comfortable for the next few minutes. Not going to be here for too long. So I just want to bring you onto the mat. Take this bit of time to just connect with where we are. So bring your hands onto your knees, soften your shoulders. Palms can be up or down here, it doesn't matter. Just lift from the crown of your head. Feel that little extra length down your spine. Perhaps tuck the chin into your chest. If you feel comfortable to do so, closing down the eyes or just looking towards the thighs. And then just bring your attention to your breath. Notice your breath in your body. Notice if it's fast or slow, if it's smooth or edgy. Without judgment, just sitting and observing your breath. If your mind wants to wander away, just acknowledge those thoughts and then turn your attention back to your breathing. The physical sensation of the breath entering your body, moving into the lungs, and the exhale as you release the breath. Notice if you're feeling the breath most strongly in the nose, the chest, the diaphragm. And use this as the focus for your attention. So when the mind wanders, which it will, bring it back to wherever you're feeling your breath the strongest today. Noticing the breath on your inhale and on your exhale. And now beginning to change the breath. So whatever the breath is like, whether it's fast or slow, choppy or edgy, taking an inhale and inhaling smoothly for a count of 4 or 5. Exhaling smoothly for a count of 4 or 5. So we're working with this count of 4 or 5. So we're aiming to breathe 5 or 6 breaths a minute, coherent breathing. Keep that focus on the breath. Inhaling smoothly, exhaling smoothly. If you find that you're finding that count quite easy, you can push it up to a count of 6. So inhaling for 6, exhaling for 6. When the mind wanders, just bring it back to the breath. Feeling that inhale and exhale. And then wherever you are with the breathing, just letting that go now. Come back to your normal breath. Notice if there are any changes in your breath. Is it a little less smooth, a little more smooth, a little less edgy? Is it a little slower? Is it faster? just observing without judgments, just noticing. And then we're going to bring our hands to our heart space. Palms come together, bringing them in towards the breastbone. Take a moment here just to rub your palms together. Create some lovely heat, some warmth, some energy in your hands. And then cup the hands over your eyes. And in your own time, allow your eyes to open, releasing the hands down by the sides of your body. So we're going to start this morning seated. So if you want to change the cross of your legs, if you need to take the legs out in front, please do. Because we're going to start with a few seated asanas. We're going to take a big inhale. We're going to bring the arms up overhead. We're going to look up to the fingers. And you're going to interlace your fingers. You're going to push the palms up towards the ceiling and draw the shoulders away from the ears. So keep pushing into those palms, pushing them towards the ceiling, but drawing the shoulders away from the ears. Feel that connection with your sit bones and the cushion or the mat beneath you. And then we're going to take it to the right side. So just moving slowly to the right, finding that stretch. And then back to centre. Slowly to the left, just pushing up into the hands, big stretch. And back to centre. Release the hands by the sides of the body. Take a big inhale. You're going to lift your left fingers to the ceiling, bending into the right arm. Come over to the right side. Inhale, come back to centre. Exhaling, and then big inhale, lift the right hand, come over to the left. As you exhale, just release into this posture. Inhale, come back to centre. Take a breath here. Big inhale to lift up, coming over to the side, softening into the right elbow. And back to centre. One more, the other side. Big inhale to lift. Exhale to release. And then coming back to the centre. Bring your hands onto your knees, and with an inhale, you're just going to bring your chest forward and round. With an exhale, you're sweeping back. Inhale to come forward. Exhale to sweep it back. Full breaths. Noticing how this feels in your body. Coming back to centre, and then taking it in the other direction. So inhaling forward, exhaling back. One more. And then come to centre. Bring the hands onto the shoulders. And we're just going to circle into those elbows now. So with a big inhale, we're going to draw the elbows back. And then with an exhale, you're going to circle them forwards. Inhale, draw them back. Exhale, circle them forward. Inhale, drawing them back. And exhaling. One more. And back. And then changing that direction. So going in the other direction. Inhaling to open. Exhaling, closing down. Full breath. Last one. Release the hands by the side of the body. And just take some circles now into your head and neck. Maybe they're little circles, maybe they're bigger circles. Doing what feels nice in your neck and shoulders. One way and then the other. Just sitting up nice and tall now. You're going to extend your right fingers as though you're reaching along the mat or the floor beside you, but you're not quite touching those fingers to the floor. And then you're going to bring your left ear over to your left shoulder. Play around with your chin here, drawing it forwards towards the chest, drawing it away. And just find where those sensations are the strongest for you down the side of your neck. And just hold here and breathe into those sensations. Full breaths. Release the right hand down by your side. Bring the chin to your chest. Take a breath here. And then extend the left arm, just reaching with the left fingers along the mat. Take the right ear to the right shoulder, and again play around with the chin. Find where the sensations are strongest for you here, and breathe. Full breaths into the body. On your exhale, maybe finding a little softening, a little release. One more breath. And then releasing the left hand, bring that chin to the chest. You're going to take an inhale and you're going to lift the eye gaze, look up to the ceiling. With your exhale, bring the chin back down to the chest. Big inhale, look up to the ceiling. Really feel that stretch down the front of your throat as you draw the back of the head towards the spine. Exhaling, chin to chest. Bring the head back to centre. With an inhale, you're turning, looking over your right shoulder. With an exhale, looking over the left. So a couple of breaths here, side to side. Inhaling. Exhaling. Inhaling. Exhaling. Coming back to centre. We're going to make our way now into tabletop. So taking any props that you've got underneath your bottom, anything off the mat, you're going to bring your hands underneath your shoulders and your knees underneath your hips. So find a nice firm base here. You want to spread your fingers really nice and wide so you've got a nice firm base. And then once you've found your firm base, we're going to move into our cats and cows. So beginning with a neutral spine, eye gaze in between the thumbs. When you're ready, you're going to drop the belly, lift the tailbone with an inhale and look up to the ceiling if that feels good. With an exhale, you're bringing your chin to your chest and rounding through the spine, pushing into the arms, stretching through the shoulders. And the next inhale, dropping into your cow pose, dropping the belly, lift that tailbone. So perhaps you'd like to close down your eyes here and just move with your breath, with your body. Inhaling into cow pose, dropping that belly, lifting the tailbone. Exhaling into your cat. Really rounding over the shoulders. Just moving with your own breath. Doesn't matter what it looks like, just think about what it feels like in your body. Do you need to pause at the top and the bottom of the inhale and the exhale? Or does your body want to flow through this movement? There's no rights or wrongs. So doing what feels right in your body. And then coming back to neutral, tabletop. We're going to walk the hands towards the top of the mat now, reaching the fingers away from you. Release your elbows down onto the mat, keeping the hips high, and let your forehead come down to the mat. So you want to feel here that your heart is drawing down towards the mat. Maybe that you want to come onto your chin here and look along the mat. Or maybe just stay on your forehead. Whatever you're doing here, feel like that heart space is just coming a little bit closer to your mat with every breath. Stretch through the back of the shoulders perhaps. Full breaths, well done. And then wherever you are, make sure you're on your forehead before you bring your hands back under your shoulders and push yourself up into tabletop. So find that firm base again. Check where you are. Check your alignment. Hands under shoulders, knees under hips. And then we're going to take a little flow here. So we're going to take an inhale. We're going to reach forward with the right fingers. Just find your breath. And then when you're ready, big inhale. As you exhale, reach your hand towards the back of the room, turning the palm, bring the bottom back towards the heels, and then inhaling to bring that hand forward. Exhaling, rotate that shoulder, bottom maybe comes towards the heels. Inhaling to reach forward, exhaling to come back. So find your own little flow with this. Big inhale to reach, exhale to come back. The rotation in that shoulder as you move, as you turn the palm. One more of these. Inhaling to come forward. And as you exhale, bring that right hand now behind your right hip. Lift your left fingers from the floor. So the right hand's coming down behind the right foot or right hip. Left fingers are towards the ceiling. Take a big inhale. Maybe you can lift your hips here. Reach your left fingers to the back of the room, lifting your heart for 5, 4, 3, 2, on 1. Releasing yourself forward, bring your hands to the top of your mat and find that tabletop. Take a breath here and then one round of your cat and cow. Inhale, drop the belly, turn the eyes up. Exhale, round, chin to chest. Come back to neutral, find your firm base. Set yourself up again, and then we're going to take that on the left side. So big inhale to reach forward. As you exhale, turning the palm, reaching towards the back of the room, bringing the bottom towards the heels. Big inhale, reach forward. Exhale, coming back. So 3 more of these with your own breath. Just moving in a way that feels good in your body. Maybe it's a big circle with the hands, and maybe it's a smaller circle. Just doing what feels nice. Maybe your eyes follow your fingers, or maybe they don't. And then with this last one, big inhale to reach forward, exhaling, that left hand spiraling to the back of the mat, right fingers coming up to the ceiling. Maybe we lift the hips and reach the right fingers to the back of the room. Full breath here, well done. And then exhaling, hips to heels, hands to the top of the mat, tabletop. Again, one breath in cat and cow. Inhale into your cow. Exhale to your cat. Coming back to that neutral spine. Take the bottom back to the heels. Extend your arms. Let your forehead come down to the mat and find your child's pose. So maybe in our child's pose today we're extending those fingers. We've got the elbows lifted off the mat. Or maybe we're going to soften the elbows to the mat, forehead on the mat, and just allow ourselves just to become soft, to release here. It's your practice, so do whatever feels good for you, wherever you need to be. Just a couple of breaths here. If you want to take those sigh out through the mouth, please do. You're in your own home, or hopefully somewhere where you feel comfortable taking this practice. So do what feels good for you. Never any rights or wrongs. When you're ready, take an inhale, come back up through tabletop. So we're going to come to our first downward facing dog of the class. So we're going to tuck our toes under. Make sure you get all of your toes under. And you're going to lift your tailbone up, back and down. So on your inhale, lift the tailbone to the ceiling. And then pushing back. Keep the knees bent here. We're not aiming to get our heels stuck down to the floor. We're just aiming to look for a nice flat back. So we want the shoulder blades to be drawing towards one another. We're lifting the tailbone high. Give your head a little shake here. Just let go of any tension in the head. And then maybe here you want to pedal out those knees. Really feeling that stretch down the backs of the legs. Just slowly walking out that dog this morning. Full breaths. And then look towards your hands. If you can, you're going to bring your right foot behind your right wrist, left foot behind your left wrist. Otherwise, just walking the feet to the top of the mat. Taking the feet hip width apart, take hold of opposite elbows, let your head come in between your legs and keep the knees soft lift as you just rock gently side to side. Bringing the weight into the balls of your feet, the toes. Can you bring the crown of the head a little closer to the floor? Couple of breaths here. And then release your hands down to the mat. Slowly, in your own way, in your own time, come all the way up to standing. So bring the feet back together now, hip width apart. I'm going to take a couple of standing stretches or half moon pose. So we're going to take a big inhale. We're going to bring the biceps by the ears. You're going to look up to the fingers. Maybe you're going to bring the palms together here, or maybe the palms are a little way apart. Doesn't matter, whatever feels good for you. You're going to draw the shoulders away from the ears. You're going to take a big inhale, lift from the crown of your head, and as you exhale, you're coming over to the right side. So just drawing your body over to the right. Keep the arms nice and straight. Keep the left shoulder back, so you're not letting that left shoulder come forward. Hips are square to the front of the mat, and you're lifting out of the waist. Trying to keep that breath smooth here. Can you go a little deeper on your exhale? And then inhaling, come to center. Draw the shoulders away from the ears. Stand up nice and tall. And then taking that on the other side. So big inhale, lift from the crown of your head. Exhale, coming over to the left side. Keeping those arms as straight as you can. Drawing that right ear away from the right shoulder. Full breath. Keeping the breath as smooth as you can. And then inhale to center. Release your hands down behind your back. Interlace your fingers. Push into the heel of the palm. So really firmly clasp those palms together. Just soften your knees. Lift from the crown of your head. And as you exhale, you're hinging forward, bringing your chest over your thighs. Maybe you can lift the hands away from your body, letting your forehead come towards your shins, the crown of the head come towards the floor. Keep lifting the hands away from the body. Find your breath here. Bring your weight into your balls of your feet, your toes. As you do so, maybe your head comes a little closer to the floor. 2 more full deep breaths, remembering those deep breaths that we took in our pranayama, our warm-up. And then slowly with an inhale, pushing into the feet, engage the core, lifting yourself all the way up to standing. Release the hands by your sides and just roll into those shoulders one way and then the other. So we're going to make our way back down onto the mat now. We're going to do that through our chair pose. So keeping those feet either together so that you can hug those knees and shins in, or taking the feet hip width apart, whatever feels good for you. We're going to soften those knees, take an inhale, bring the biceps by the ears and sit down as though we're sitting in an imaginary chair. Full breaths here, sit a little deeper if you can. Keep reaching the fingers towards the ceiling. Looking up to the fingers, sit the bottom down, draw the shoulders away from the ears. Knees are burning, legs are burning maybe. Bring your hands through the center line of your body, lift your hips and fold forward. Hands are coming down to the mat, just bending into one knee and then the other. Full breaths here. And then firmly plant those hands down on the mat. Step back right foot, step back left. Find your plank pose, just for a couple of breaths here. Keep lifting the hips, lifting the shoulders away from the ears, or lowering the knees if you need to. And then with an exhale, bring your knees down to the mat. Come onto the fronts of your feet. Bring the bottom to your heels and release into child's pose. Soften the shoulders, soften the elbows. Let the forehead come down to the mat if you can. And come to your breath. Feel the breath on your thighs. Perhaps you can feel the heart beating in your chest. Wherever you are, whatever sensations are present for you, observing them, allowing them to be as they are. If now you've slowed down, your mind jumps back in with all that mind junk, just come back to the physical sensations of being here on the mat today. And then slowly, slowly, bring your hands under your shoulders, push yourself up, cross the shins over, and take the bottom back over the heels so you're coming down onto the mat. Extend the legs and roll back onto your back. So just another couple of stretches before we come into our Shavasana and finish the practice. So come down flat onto your back, extend your left leg, bring your right knee into your chest. Just take your arms around your right shin. Take the head back to the mat. Feel the shoulders connecting to the mat and then hug the right knee into the body. If your chin feels like it's up towards the ceiling, please draw the chin into your chest slightly here. Taking a breath, draw the left toes towards you. Keep drawing the shoulders to the mat. And then we're going to push the right heel to the ceiling. Take the hands around the back of the right thigh and just draw the right knee towards you. Keep those shoulders pushed back, though. Don't let them lift up. Keep drawing the right knee towards you. Wherever you are here, don't put any pressure on the knee joint. So you're either above or below the knee. We're not pulling on that knee joint. Keep pushing that right heel towards the ceiling. And then exhaling, release your right knee, right foot along the mat. Take an inhale, bring the left knee in towards you. Again, check where your shoulders are and then draw the knee in towards the chest. Really try and feel that constriction of the muscles in the thigh, giving it a good hug in towards your chest, but keeping the shoulders drawn back to the mat, so not lifting the body. Check out where the chin is. If it's up towards the ceiling, just lift the head, draw it in towards the chest, keeping that length down the back of the neck. And then extend the left heel to the ceiling. Take the hand around the back of the left thigh, or you can walk the hands up to the shin, the calf, if that feels better for you. Keep drawing the left toes and the right toes towards you. 4 breaths. And then exhaling, release the left heel down to the mat. Take a big inhale, reach your arms up overhead, full body stretch. As you exhale, the hands are coming down by the sides of your body. You're going to bend your knees. Bring the soles of the feet in towards the hips. Reach down with your fingertips towards your heels. And we're going to take 5 bridge rolls before we finish today. So big inhale, lifting the hips, lifting from the feet up, chin coming towards the chest. Exhaling, rolling over the vertebrae in the spine, one by one, releasing them down to the mat. Inhaling to lift from the feet up. Exhaling to release. Again, keeping that breath lovely and long and smooth. 4 breaths. Maybe if you fancy a little pause at the top or the bottom, just doing what feels good. Maybe it's a flow for you. Keep the knees hip width apart. Don't let them hang out. Keep the legs strong. Last one. Big inhale to lift into your bridge. Exhale, slowly releasing down to the mat. Bring the knees into the chest now. Just take hold of the knees and just give your lumbar spine a little massage here, rocking gently from side to side. Release the soles of the feet down to the mat. Extend the legs to the bottom of the mat. Take the feet mat width apart. Let the feet hang out. Turn the palms to face up. So hands can come a little way away from the body. Palms facing up now. Ready for your final resting pose, Shavasana or corpse pose. So I'm just going to move the camera so I can show you, if you don't know where you're going with this posture, that we lie flat on our backs, feet wide, palms face up. Again, perhaps lifting the head, drawing the chin into the chest, and just finding where you can be comfortable here. Settling down. So usually we take our Shavasana at the end of class for about 5 or 10 minutes with music, with blankets. We're just going to take a minute here today in silence, in stillness. I know we're pushed for time, short practice today, but absorbing the prana, the energy that we've created as part of the practice, is an essential part of our yoga practice. Doesn't matter if we lay here and that mind is busy the whole time. Just trying to be still, just for the next minute or so. If your mind is really busy here, then you can always focus on your breath. You can perhaps even count the breath. Your mind's coming to your shopping list or all those other things you've got to do today, work, any other busyness that's in there. So no matter what your experience of Shavasana today, just inviting some movement back into your body, just slowly, gently waking up the fingers and the toes. Maybe you felt you've been wiggling all the way through the Shavasana, and that's okay if you weren't able to settle. But if you were still, just gently bringing awareness and movement back into the fingers and toes. And then bending into the knees, bring the soles of the feet in towards the bottom. We're going to turn over onto our side, so coming over onto the right side, using our hands like a little pillow underneath the head. Just take a couple of breaths here in your side child. And then releasing the left hand down to the mat. Push yourself up to seated. And just finishing in whatever is a comfortable seated position for you. So cross-legged, legs out in front, wherever you need to be. Going to bring our hands to our heart. Close down your eyes. And I just want you to take a moment here to thank yourself for taking the time out for doing this practice today. Give yourself a little mental thank you or a mental pat on the back. Taking this time for your own self-care, your own well-being. Whatever your experience of the practice this morning, just please congratulate yourselves for being motivated for doing it. Don't allow that little inner critic to sneak in and tell you all the things you could have done better. Just congratulate yourself just for being here, for taking this time for you. Thank you for joining me for the practice today and sharing your time and your energy with me. When you're ready, please bow your head. Allow your eyes to open in your own time. Namaste. So thank you all for joining me for this practice. I hope it was of some benefit to you today. If you would like to find out more about me or my practices, then please do get in touch. My name, like I said at the beginning of the class, is Alex. I'm Alex Winter. And my business name is Inner Peace Bournemouth. I'm on Facebook and you can find me. My website is www.innerpeacebournemouth.com. So I'd love to connect with you all in the future. I am doing Zoom online live sessions which are a bit more interactive, so please do get in touch if you'd like to join me. But thank you once more for joining me today. Namaste.